The Escherian Staircase video linked in my description area has some pretty neat illusions in it, and I believe the first pass of the narrator was accomplished by either a simple splice or a split screen. The simple splice is the same technique that I'll use to suddenly appear behind this chair. Here I am, but I think that's less likely than the split screen, because later in the long version of the video someone's pointed out that the child in the red shirt has his arm missing across the midway of the screen, and then it appears as he moves along. That would indicate a split screen, because that's where, going back to the narrator, you'd film the narrator going up from behind him and then film an empty staircase, and then you would film an empty staircase and then the narrator coming up toward the camera, and then you would take the left half of the first video and the right half of the second video and put them together, half of one screen and half of the other, right on the edge of that stairwell wall, and then the physically impossible event appears to have happened that way. So those are the two different ways that could have happened. There may be another, but I really think it's going to be one of those two. Now, with the remainder, I can only guess what's going on there. It could be an edit where there is a stop point that they were able, there's nothing where there's nothing on the screen, but there's some where there's very little. I think just part of the shirt of the narrator in one. That could have been a point where they did a stop, moved some people around, and continued. I'm not sure. Another one in the last case where he's talking with the gentleman, he asks him, "You don't have a twin, do you?" He says, "No." Well, maybe he did. I don't know. This is an illusion. So, and the last guess that I have is that the person has actually moved. So in the case of Rosa, that would be the narrator who actually perhaps moved, either via an elevator, an outdoor exit, or some other exit where you can enter back. There is a doorway in one of the landings there. It's possible that they actually moved from one floor to the other where you don't see them, and then there they are where they're not supposed to be. That could have been too. And maybe they even followed. In the case of I don't see how it would have been too easy with the last case, but with the case of Rosa, the narrator may have even followed Rosa and slipped by. I'm not sure. You'd have to watch the video closely to see if that were a possibility.